Paypek takes Takumi to the renowned Mulan Trading Company, known for being the most ethical slave traders in the region. While Paypek heads off to negotiate with the owner, Takumi is drawn to the serene beauty of the garden outside. There, he spots a stunning elf woman sitting alone on a terrace. However, the moment she notices him, she sharply tells him to leave. After some time, Paypek introduces Takumi to Mulan, the company's owner. Paypek explains that Takumi is interested in purchasing a slave, though reluctantly. Mulan asks why he is hesitant, and Takumi reveals that in his homeland, the buying and selling of people was abolished long ago, and the practice feels morally wrong to him. Mulan understands his reservations, but explains that the slave system in their nation comes with strict regulations. Slaves' rights are preserved to a certain degree, and both parties are bound by contracts that prevent either from causing lethal harm to the other. Mulan further elaborates on the types of slave contracts: debt slaves, who work until their debts are repaid; permanent contracts, often for criminals or war captives; and illegal contracts forced upon individuals by bandits. Paypek suggests a war slave would be the best option for Takumi, as they cannot leave without their master's permission. While Mulan is open to arranging this, she is curious about Takumi's reasoning. Takumi explains that he is a producer focused on his work, but his obligations as an adventurer and homeowner make it difficult to manage everything. He needs someone skilled in housework and combat who won't reveal his secrets. Mulan, seeing his honest intentions, refuses to let one person shoulder both responsibilities and insists that he purchase 2 slaves. She introduces Maria, a young woman forced into slavery as a child, trained in housekeeping, reading, writing, and math. Maria confidently claims she can handle managing a mansion on her own. Takumi, impressed, asks why someone so capable hasn't been purchased yet. Embarrassed, Maria assures him she can only perform tasks outlined in her contract and nervously clarifies that she will not engage in anything beyond housework. Takumi reassures her, emphasizing that he only needs a housekeeper. After settling on Maria, Mulan mentions she doesn't currently have a suitable battle slave. However, Maria speaks up, insisting that Sophia, an elf, is still available. Mulan, reluctant, dismisses Maria's suggestion and orders her to prepare her belongings. Once Maria leaves, Takumi presses Mulan about Sophia, and she admits Sophia is a war slave but doubts she would be useful. Sophia, a captive from a war over 50 years ago, has physical impairments, a cursed inability to use her magic, and scars that deter buyers. Despite these issues, Takumi insists on meeting Sophia. When they meet, Sophia is shocked to see the same man she encountered in the garden earlier. Mulan explains Sophia's tragic past, but Takumi, curious about her potential, secretly uses his appraisal skill to examine her abilities. He discovers that while her injuries and curse limit her, her stats are exceptional. Confident he can help her, he decides to purchase her. Mulan finalizes the contracts, binding Takumi, Maria, and Sophia through magic. Both women thank Takumi and promise to fulfill their roles. Upon returning home, they are greeted by Maple, Takumi's giant pet spider. Sophia, alarmed, nearly attacks Maple, but Takumi calms her down, explaining that Maple is harmless. Later, Takumi shows Maria and Sophia to their new rooms, surprising them with private spaces and access to a luxurious bath. Both are touched by Takumi's kindness, as they had never expected such treatment from a master. As they settle in, Maria shares her gratitude for being purchased alongside Sophia, revealing that Mulan had consistently refused to sell Sophia in the past. Sophia remains cautious, noting gaps in Takumi's personal history, which she glimpsed in his file during the contract process. Despite this, they join him for dinner, where Takumi surprises them by preparing the meal himself. While Maria feels guilty for not doing her job, Takumi assures her it was just a gesture to make their first day easier. The next day, Takumi visits Paypek's trading company to collect a mysterious package wrapped in high-grade magical paper. On his way home, he stops by a church to pray to Nolan, the deity who blessed him. During his prayer, Nolan appears before him. She explains her disdain for the Sidonian Empire, which twisted her teachings for its own gain. Nolan warns Takumi that the extraordinary luck he has experienced so far, meeting kind and helpful people, will fade, and he must rely on his own decisions moving forward. Takumi returns home and trips over Maple, who's excited to see him. When Sophia tries to pick up a package he brought, Takumi quickly stores it in his item box and says he's going to work in his workshop, asking not to be disturbed. Suspicious because of the high-grade magical wrapping on the package, Sophia follows him. To her shock, she sees him dipping a knife in poison and cutting himself, though he heals himself immediately. When Takumi casually mentions Maria's name, Sophia panics, assumes he means harm, and tries to attack him but collapses from exhaustion. Takumi checks her status and finds she's severely exhausted due to her curse. After considerable effort, he heals her hand and levels up his light magic. He carries her to her room and, using his newly enhanced magic, lifts her curse entirely. Although unconscious, Sophia is finally healed. When Sophia wakes up, she warns Maria that Takumi is dangerous, but Maria shows her the mirror, revealing she's fully healed. Realizing Takumi removed her curse, Sophia confronts him. He confirms it took immense effort, but he fulfilled his promise to heal her. Overwhelmed with gratitude, Sophia kneels and pledges her loyalty to him for life.